Welcome to Satisfactory. Satisfactory is a simple sandbox style game about going to an alien planet that is teeming with life and exploiting its natural resources to get cool items to play with. When you start out in Satisfactory, you'll have to do everything by hand, mining the iron, smelting it, turning it into parts that you need. But as you progress, you'll unlock new machines in the hub, such as a machine that mines the ore for you, a machine that crafts it into parts on its own, and eventually conveyor belts. Conveyor belts allow you to connect multiple machines together to allow them to give their outputted item into a machine that needs it. A common example is having your miner give its raw material to a smelter in order to get a refined, smelted version of that item. So, a summary of the gameplay loop. You unlock your machines in the hub, use them to automate the production of items, then use those items in the hub to unlock even more machines, and the cycle repeats. As you unlock new machines though, you'll also unlock new materials that you'll need to learn to work with, such as copper and limestone, which become wiring and concrete when refined. These new materials need then their own factory of machines that automate their production, so you start your cycle over with these new materials. So, you've built your first few factories to produce your essential materials, but now you need to make your machines more efficient.
Huh?
Well, remember that whole miner and a smelter and a crafter thing that we talked about? Well, now we need to consider inputs and outputs of items. You see, in Satisfactory, a machine can take in and output a certain amount of items a minute. This rate of items is crucial to your success in Satisfactory. If your miner can make 60 raw iron a minute, but your smelter can only smelt 30 of that raw ore a minute, well, that's not efficient. So what do? Well, what you need is a conveyor splitter. Conveyor splitter is the new state-of-the-art conveyor modifier that allows a FICSIT employee like yourself to take one conveyor line and make it into two. Order now and get a free conveyor merger. It does the opposite of the splitter and instead merges two inputs into a single output. These conveyor modifiers are a FICSIT employee's best tool. The ability to split or combine conveyors is very powerful. Get yours today. With that FICSIT advertisement out of the way, let's use that conveyor splitter in our new factory. Now you can see our 60 raw iron a minute is getting split into two different conveyor lines, each with a total of 30 iron a minute, the perfect amount for our smelters. As you play, you might notice that you need to supply your machines with power, otherwise they turn off, and items start piling up, costing you and FICSIT Corporation valuable efficiency. When you start out, you'll have to use this piece of junk, a biofuel burner. This machine sucks. This machine requires a constant source of biofuel. Wood, leaves, or the most efficient option, crafted biofuel. These three fuel options will be your only way to power your generators and keep all your machines running. There is no way to automate tree chopping, which means one of your new chores is going to be going and gathering fuel for your machines. Eventually, the biofuel generators will require way too much fuel for you to be gathering all the time, so you'll want to unlock the next power generator option, coal power. Coal power is significantly better than biofuel power because you can automate it, alleviating yourself of one of your chores. Coal power also makes much more power a minute, so you don't need as many of them as you would biofuel generators. The coal generator has two inputs. It needs one for coal and the other for water. Coal is very simple. It's just like any other ore. Mine it with a miner, move it with a conveyor, all done. But water is a new thing for us, because we are yet to deal with liquids. Liquids work much differently than solid materials because they move in pipes instead of conveyors. So, we need to talk about some new machines for our water pumping purposes. This is our water pump. It supplies us with water when powered, and it works almost identical to a miner, except it connects to pipes instead of conveyors. You'll likely only need one of these to start out, as they supply you with plenty of water every minute. Up next we have the pipe. It moves liquid. Pretty self-explanatory. This might be one of the most important machines if you're working with lots of elevation changes. You see, the way water works in Satisfactory is much like real life. It naturally wants to fall down, so moving it up is hard. so we employ this pump to move the water vertically with ease. Now, with our coal and water inputs, our machine can run perfectly without any input from us whatsoever. And now we have power completely automated. With our power now automated, we turn our attention to expansion, gaining more and more of the resources we have access to. This means exploration, going far away to find new ore nodes to put miners on. The issue with this, though, is that those resources are often very far away from where we've set up, meaning it would take a lot of resources just to build the conveyor belts necessary to get resources to and from the new location. This is where alternate modes of transport come in. In my opinion, this is the coolest part of the game. You can build trucks and truck stations. Trucks can carry lots of items at once and deposit the items in any truck station you want. Then you can hook up a conveyor to the truck station and unload the items that are now much closer to the location that we need the items at. Another one of your great options we have for long distance transit of items is trains. Another very fun way to get items from here to there. Trains are insanely fast and capable of transporting loads of items. You can even add more cargo cars to it to add more storage. Eventually, you'll unlock drone stations. These are the pinnacle of FICSIT item transportation and require very little in terms of setup. All you need to do is build 2 drone ports and a drone, allowing you to tell one drone port to send a drone to the other. No setting up train tracks or paths for your trucks. Drones are really the simplest way to transport items long distance. Drones are also like really fast, so you have no need to worry about getting slowed down by a lack of incoming items. Now, armed with your knowledge of Satisfactory and FICSIT Corporation's ins and outs, you are now able to go forth and build your own great, but more importantly, efficient factory. Good luck out there, pioneers.